Justice League Warworld is the massive new animated movie starring some of the baddest and biggest superheroes in DC. And here to tell me all about it is director Jeff Wamester and executive producer Butch Lukic. How y'all doing?
All right, great.
How are you?
Thank you.
I'm doing fantastic, especially with y'all here now. So Justice League Warworld, clearly based or inspired by the comic book story arc, would you say? Or
No. I mean, we went a different way. Original approach. It's the title,
Yeah.
the main villain. Beyond that, we went a different way as far as it not being just total gladiators and things like that.
so what can you tell us about the narrative?
Well, I mean, the narrative is a few of the Justice League members have been kidnapped and brought to Warworld to do experiments on, or to get into their minds, to use their fear against themselves. So they were each put into different genres, which we wanted the genres to screw with their minds,
Ooh. Screw with their minds. In what type of ways? What type of ways will we see like Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman having their minds kind of
Well,
messed
Wonder
with,
Woman
would you
starts
say?
out in a Western world, and their kind of minds are blank, so they don't know why they're there. They don't even know who they are. So that's part of it. But as we lead into the story, we see that something's manipulating them, and that's too. I can't give away much more than that.
Absolutely no. Say less. Say less. But I
Okay.
want you to say more. Now, Jeff, I got to ask you this. So this is an R-rated animated movie. Now, what do you think kind of like separates this from other films, and what can you get away with since this is going to be an R-rated movie?
Well,
that you wouldn't necessarily in an animated feature.
I think we're always looking when you're doing something dramatic like this, which we're trying to do. We're trying to raise the stakes for the characters. So having the characters fall down and nothing happen to them, we want to bring up that sense of danger. And the characters, not just the main characters, but everyone around them, is in some sort of mortal danger and not just cartoon danger. So when people are watching it, they know what it means.
Yeah, but to me, I don't know if this is an R-rated movie. The ratings for it went overboard. I think it's mainly because of the blood. There's a lot of blood.
Really? So just because there's blood,
It's
in
violence, blood violence. Yeah, I mean, it's nothing more than that. It's just a violent end.
So you mentioned this earlier, Butch. So we see different different iterations of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman than we've seen previously. What was the process going about these particular iterations of the character? Like, explain that process to us.
Well, I mean, we've had these characters in and out of our storylines, or the Tomorrowverse, which everyone calls it, for the last 3 years now. So we're kind of presenting these guys into where we were planning to get to the next part of the continuity in the story. So the reasons for where they're at and what they're going to find out has to do with push the continuity to where we were going.
So we meet wildly different versions of Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman in this movie, based on 3 different settings that they find themselves in. How do you go about like designing these new iterations?
Originally, I was asked to do a new version, a style for the home video, Blu-rays. They didn't want to keep going with the version that they had for 10 years, which James Tucker did, and Barossa. So my intention was only because the producers higher up, or the company, wanted a different style. So I figured the opposite of what they were doing. So I went with thicker lines, more of a comic book look, So that was the main reason to do that, was to go with a different approach. Plus, I like our heroes to be more in the traditional look, so that's what I held to. I brought the tights back, or the pants back on Superman.
It looks amazing from what I've seen. Yeah, the animation looks stunning. Now, what do you think it is about the animated entries into the DC universe, this particular one, the Tomorrowverse, that seems to just captivate audiences, Jeff?
I think partially it's the really graphic style to it, and I also think that we talked about was like there's stakes for the main characters. It doesn't feel like they're going to be fine in the end. That they actually have personal challenges throughout the series and throughout the continuity, so that when we do see something happen, it means something to us, the audience.
So I know you probably can't give too much away, but is there more for these characters in store? More movies, more adventures?
Yes, there is, and more characters also are going to come in the next adventures. A lot more.
And what are you excited for fans to see coming out of this new movie?
For me, it's we got to do the genres that we couldn't do by themselves, so we lumped all three genres that we were interested in, because we knew Warner Brothers or any other company probably wouldn't do a whole movie on just one specific genre. So it was a better idea just to join them all together. It also makes a better paced movie. It also makes style-wise, we go all over the place with it. So that was the fun part for us as artists, and storytellers.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun playing in these playgrounds of genres that we used to watch when we were younger. Good, Bad, and the Ugly, and noir from the 50s, and the Conan the Barbarian kind of feel. To play in those worlds was
And Twilight
great.
Zone.
Twilight Zone, yeah.
I'm just gonna throw this out there, Jeff. I did some cyber stalking. I looked at your LinkedIn. You're working on 2 projects.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tease what these projects might be, and are they in the DC realm of things?
They're at DC, but I can say nothing.
Okay, no, fair enough. Fair enough. I'm not gonna probe anymore.
Well, you have your own project that you've been working on for a while that was crowdfunded.
It was, but we got to finish it first.
We'll definitely look forward to it, Jeff.
Great.
Butch, I want to thank
It's
you both
really
so
good.
much.
You got to check it out.
100%.
Yeah.
You already know I will. Yeah. And if it comes out around this time next year, we'll probably have you back.
It'll be
as well.
before that.
Okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you both so much for joining us.
No, thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thanks
you.
for having
Thank
us.
you.
And thank you all so much for watching. Now, Justice League Warworld is out on July 25th, and we got plenty more superheroes beating the crap out of each other right here on IGN's Comic-Con coverage, so don't go anywhere.